Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek. I'm here with Mathieu Bonin from Yellow, and we're looking at Sapiens, which is by Catch-Up Games, which is a new French publisher.
Yeah.
And you're involved with... How is Yellow involved with that, other than having me assume?
We help them figure out, it's the first game, so we help them figure out the last step of the process. They chose the game before meeting us. They did almost all the art.
Right.
We helped them a little bit on the cover and on the... We're going to distribute them in France. So as the distributor, we help them for that. And then we'll bring the game in English. We are going to co-publish the game in English with them.
So, Game by Zero Leroy, obviously we are a prehistoric man trying to survive in time, and I know we each have our own individual board, and this is sort of mid-game situation here you set up to explain what's going on.
With the boards, we have two-part boards, and all the board parts are different.
Okay.
So you can, there's I think 64 different boards that you can play with. The goal of the game is to score food points and shelter points.
Okay. The only thing man cared about back then, food and shelter. That's right.
And the winner will, at the end of the game, will be the one with the highest
low score.
Low score. That's it.
Okay.
Between the two, you just ignore the highest of the two. So this is your board. And it's based on the core mechanic is based on dominoes. Okay, you have to match different tiles. Okay. Each player has a pool of 4 tiles randomly chosen, and there's a draw pool of 5. Okay. At your turn, you have to take one of your tile from your pool and place it on the board. Okay. There are different rules to place a tile. Let's say.
Here, this is your only one you can do.
This is the only one I can. Yeah, I can use it here, for example. So there are 8 different symbols. Okay. And I have to match the symbol of all the squares I touch. So here I can place the tile here because it matches it. Okay. When you place a tile, 2 things happen. The first thing is that you take as many food as the number on the tile you connected, on the square you connected. So here I would take 1. I would not take 2 because this one is not connected.
Right.
Okay. I would take 1 food, and then I would activate the power of the scene I connected. Okay. On the 8 different actions and scenes, 1 is in the forest, is the harvest action. This one has to be placed on a forest tile. Okay. The other one you can place wherever you want, but this one has to be on the forest. Now, let me tell you about the actions. Some are pretty straightforward. This one, I just talked about, the harvest action, just gives you 1 extra food. Okay, whenever you connect it, it's 1 extra food. The mammoth, so it's the hunting scene, gives you 1 meat token. Whenever you get a meat token, you can choose to convert it or to convert all your meat token into food. Okay. So there's a little table here. The more meat you have and the more food token you will get, but you can only convert it when you get 1.
Okay.
So at the end of the game, if you have a lot of meat, it just rots.
Does nothing. Yeah.
Does nothing.
Okay.
Now there's also some more aggressive tokens, actions. Sorry. This one allows you to place the little fist token on any tile from the common pool or from an opponent's pool. Okay. Whenever an opponent places a tile with a fist token of yours on it, they have to give you 1 food.
Okay.
Okay. So you can use that to get more food if you're sure they're going to place it, or you can use that to make sure that they won't take this tile that you want. Because when you place it on your board, nothing happens. But
Right.
now, let me tell you about the caves. I told you that you were to look for food and shelter. On your board, there are 6 caves.
Okay.
So at the beginning of the game, you start from one of the caves, and then you can find more. Here, I started from one, and I already found 2 of the caves. And if I want to go in this one, I can.
Oh, hey. Okay.
I just place the tile with the same rules as usual, but the other one has to match the symbol on this little tile, this little token. Okay, so I can do that. I would get 2 food. I would take the rock action, and I would take this one.
Okay.
Those allow you once per turn to make this action. Once per game, but you can use one only once per turn. Okay. So you can add them here, and you just say, okay, I want to make make an action.
And this is going to lead to extra scoring at the end.
If you go inside a shelter that add this token, you take that number of shelter points.
Okay.
If it was removed, there's an action. The career, the action with the rock, allows you to take 1. Okay. And those on the waterfall, you can only take that way. You cannot. It's not a cave. So if you already took the action token, you get less shelter points. Okay. Now back to the different actions. This one, you build a shelter, you just get 3 shelter points. Okay. This one is tricky. It's the fire. You build a fire, and the fire scares bears away. Okay, so with that, you can either add a bear on an opponent's board. Okay. It serves 2 purposes. The first one is that you can block someone. Oh, it already has a lot of bears here. You can block someone. Okay. Block a tile, a square. And the other purpose is that you get as many shelter points as connecting tiles around. So here I would get 2 shelter points. So it's either you put it somewhere where you will get only 1 shelter, but it really blocks your opponent, or you can put it somewhere that he couldn't play anyway, but you get more shelter points. Okay. And the second thing you can do with the fire action is remove a bear, scare away a bear that was on your board. Okay. It's the feast action. You just ate the mammoth that you killed before. Allows you to immediately place another tile, but without getting anything. It just allows you to reach some further place, or to cover some smaller numbers.
To reach the big stuff later on. Okay.
That's it. And the last one is the water pool action that allows you to swap one of your tile with one of the command pool or one of an opponent's pool. Okay. You play until there's no more tiles in the command pool and in the draw piles. At the end of your turn, you just complete the draw pile when you play. It's usually around 10 turns. You remove some of the tiles when you play
2 or 3
players. And as I told, the one with the highest low score wins the game.
What's the penalty if you can't place something? There has to be one, right?
What's the penalty? It's really uncommon, and I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Okay. So uncommon. No one is ever going to do that. Look at me. I'm preparing for failure. I want to know what my penalty is going to be.
Because you can really plan ahead your turns. You see what you can do here. So
that's right. And you have spots that I guess you may end up never using. So okay. So thank you very much for the overview.
I'll check on the rules and I'll write it in the comments of the
video. Sorry. When you fail, Eric, here's what happens to you. Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.